Hello to everyone in TV land. This is Focus on Liberia online television, and you're listening to the Focus on Liberia Daily News with Gwendolyn Dorado. I bring you the headlines. USAID introduced the education system to Liberian new Minister of Education. CBL and Afriland First Bank expand rural currency services across 8 counties. Finance Minister submits US $692 million draft budget for 2024. CDC to resist asset recovery team. And Sati factory turning into pollution center. Those were the headlines, and I'll bring you the news in details. The United States Agency for International Development introduced to the new Minister of Education, Dr. Jasu Jala, its support to the education sector of Liberia. USAID ISA's primary goal is to support the Ministry of Education to strengthen a more effective national and subnational education system that promotes and evaluates the delivery of quality and inclusive education. Anne Pham, USAID Education Director, said education strengthening support focuses on the areas of increased evidence-based decision-making, improved resource management, and enhanced accountability. Mr. Haladu Mohammed, USAID ISA's chief of party, said in the next few years, USAID ISA will work collaboratively with the Ministry of Education to address complex challenges, drive changes, and create lasting local solutions that build a more capable Ministry of Education through evidence-based decision-making, strengthen resource management, and accountability systems at the central and county levels. Minister Jala thanked the visiting team and said she was glad to hear about the interventions, particularly about the evidence-based decision-making, stating that it is important to be data-driven and data-informed. She also mentioned that the project was close to her heart as she thought about the higher education institution portion for developing a national clearinghouse where students from one university cannot fail and go to another, so that institutions have a central system to look up students that are applying to higher learning institutions. The Central Bank of Liberia and the Afriland First Bank Liberia Limited on Thursday, March 14, signed a Memorandum of Understanding for rural currency changeover through the rural community finance institutions in 8 of the 15 counties, namely Nimba, Bapulu, Grand Cru, River G, River Cess, Sino, Lofa, and Bone counties. The partnership is a part of an effort to facilitate the currency changeover project and bring essential banking services to rural communities across Liberia, and as well as in the alignment with the legislative mandate, which emphasized the exclusive role of commercial banks and regulated financial institutions in conducting currency exchange. In welcoming the managing director and staff of Afriland First Bank Liberia Limited to the event, the governor of the Central Bank of Liberia, J. Aloysius Talu Jr., said the occasion underscores the commitment of both institutions towards fostering financial accessibility and promoting economic stability. He said Afriland will play the number role of the commercial banks in the exchange exercise, taking responsibility of all bank notes with new bank notes received from the RCFIs to ensure full accountability and transparency transparency as the country moves closer to the March 31st deadline for determination of the legal tender status of the legacy bank notes. In his remarks, Robert Coase, CEO and Managing Director of Afriland First Bank Limited, expressed gratitude for the opportunity to continue this landmark initiative. He emphasized Afriland's dedication to bridging the gap between rural and urban communities, citing the network of the ROCIFIs as a cornerstone of the bank's effort toward expanding access. Mr. Coase reaffirmed Afriland's unwavering commitment to supporting the government's development agenda, underscoring the partnership with the CBL as a testament to collective responsibility and national progress. Following much delay, the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning has submitted the draft national budget for 2024 to the House of Representatives, amounting to $692 million. Finance Minister Boima S. Kamara and his 3 deputies submitted the draft budget last week, marking a crucial step in the nation's fiscal planning and governance. During the handover ceremony held on Thursday, March 14, at the Capitol building in Monrovia, Deputy Speaker Thomas Fowler received the budget on behalf of the House of Representatives. The representative noted that despite the House's current break, the Committee on Ways, Means and Finance will review the budget during the break period. He emphasized the importance of crafting a budget that prioritizes the needs of ordinary citizens across the country. The Deputy Speaker expressed hope that the budgetary allocations will reflect the aspirations and concerns of Liberians from all walks of life. The first quarter break is expected to run from March 14 to May 2024. With several of its top officials placed under U.S. sanctions for acts of corruption and human rights abuses, Liberia's former ruling coalition of democratic change feels threatened by asset recovery efforts initiated by President Joseph Yuma Boakai, the immediate past mayor of Monrovia during the CDC's 6-year rule. Jefferson Koji has been leading the campaign to resist actions he termed as inappropriate and illegal against former government officials. Koji, making this statement over the weekend, informed President Boakai that no member of the CDC will subject to the so-called asset recovery task force he has established, and that any attempt to probe alleged acts of corruption committed in the CDC administration is a witch hunt. He urged President Boakai and his government to focus on the task given to them, using the occasion of the installation of the CDC's new chairman on Friday, March 15, in Otis Congo Town, Pinsville. Koji further told citizens working in the Boakai-led government to have no fear because the government is not Boakai's agency. Sati Brothers Incorporated, which has Sati Ferro Fabric, bad environment condition is said to be serious and affecting both workers and residents nearby, and if measures are not put into place by the government, the situation could affect children and pregnant women. An employee told the Liberian News Today newspaper over the weekend that many of the workers have lungs sickness, and other chemical diseases from the pollution that is taking place in the factory. He further explained that in 2022, 6 employees lost their lives, which the company issued a statement and expressed sadness. The employees said they are facing serious hazardous problems which the lawmakers need to look into. His statement was buttressed by so many residents in the community. To authenticate the story, the Liberian News Today paper called and sent text messages to the CEO of the company, Mr. Paul Seti, but there was no response. Investigation continues with the Liberian News Today. That does it for the Focus on Liberia Daily News. I bring you a recap of the headlines. USAID introduces the education system to Liberia new Minister of Education. CBL and AfriLand First Bank expand rural currency services across 8 counties. Finance Minister submits US $692 million draft budget for 2024. CDC to resist assets recovery team. And Seti factory turning into pollution center. On behalf of the management and staff of Focus on Liberia, many thanks to our listeners and viewers. We urge that you keep following us and share our videos. My name is Gwendolyn Dorado. I presented.